So Kim is going to be sharing her screen, and we're going to be starting with the registration. As you can see from the hyperlink, it's not going to be the traditional provider services URL. Instead, it's going to be this provider services /account/register link that's going to be in the provider user guide. So Kim just grabbed that link from the user guide, and now you can see the registration page display. This page is pretty similar to what it looked like before, with the exception of the user fields. So Kim is just going to be entering arbitrary test data within the form. That license validation, as we saw, does still validate that the provider is a new user and doesn't already exist in our system. And the address validations are going to also still be the same. So Kim is going to be putting in a valid address at this point. Okay, once we get to this location details, the first 3 fields are going to be in regard to the location itself, and then the 4 subsequent fields that start with contact are in regard to the contact for the provider that's setting up this registration. A little bit later in this demonstration, we'll see those contact fields come up again as to why they were added here. But you can see that there's no longer any password information that's collected here, as that's now going to be handled on single sign-on. For the purposes of this demonstration, Kim's just going to go through a standard provider registration, and we're not going to do an ownership change, but the ownership change will function the same way as the regular registration, just with those additional questions. And this is that address validation. And once the account has been submitted for registration, the providers will receive this message and receive an email